Why do I not have claps? There we go. We got claps. Gotta make sure we have those claps. All right, let's bring on our today's guest, Ms. Rose Thornberry. There's the button. Yay! There she is, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, Rose. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, thank you for thank you for that woo. Thank you, Nature Boy. Thank you, your favorite today. I appreciate you throwing that woo for our guest. You had no idea that there was more than one Roscoe? Oh man, yeah. No, Hamburger Mary's is legit. Have you ever been to Hamburger Mary's, Rose?
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Roseberry?
Where are they Rosemary.
Roseberry? You've never
Where
heard of Roseberry hamburgers? What?
where are they located?
Well, I guess there's some all over the place. There's
Hmm.
one here in Toledo. Hey, Kill Wish Game. Kill Wish Gaming, thank you so much. I read like crap. Kill Wish Gaming, thank you so much for that follow. I truly appreciate if I can talk, if I can do anything today. Anyways, okay, you know what? Thank you for the claps. I'm turning off the alerts, everyone. You guys are being ridiculous now. Hold on. I think there's one up in Detroit. You're in Detroit proper?
Yeah,
Um,
I've never heard of Hamburger Mary, so
no, it's fine. I mean, I'm not holding you responsible for. It's like, how dare you, Rose? How dare you not know what Hamburger Mary's is?
right.
Let me see if there's even one in Detroit. Yeah, there is one. Yeah, last updated. It is. No, there's not. I'm lying to you.
I was about to say, what?
There is no Hamburger Mary's in Detroit. There's one in Toledo, but not in Detroit. That is so weird. So there's one in Denver, Jacksonville, Long Beach, Orlando, Toledo.
Hmm.
Oh, like what?
Toledo, out of
Yeah,
all places. Toledo
yeah.
has so many food options. If you ever go to Toledo, there's nothing there but food.
But I wish it was good food. That's what I
It's
wish.
all fast food.
It's all
It's all fast.
it's all fast food and strip mall food. It's just gross. Like I literally Hamburger Mary's was probably the best meal I've had in Toledo in a long time. And
Hmm.
it sucks. Come down to Memphis. Oh yeah, I'm sure you enjoy Memphis down there. I'm sure you enjoy Memphis food all the way in India while it's over. Real funny, bro. Uh, no, it's like we moved here. Me and my wife and my family. We moved here from San Diego, California, which has
Okay.
some of the best food in America. And then we come here, and now we're all like getting fat, and it's all like processed garbage, and it's all like just it just when you live in like a little hippie community a hippie community, and it's like a little beach town in Southern California where you can just walk to the nearest fresh food market, the organic
Hmm.
food store. Yeah, there's stuff in the
Right.
south. Yeah. And then you move to a place like Ohio, especially Toledo, where the
Hmm.
options are just it was a very hard move for us.
I bet.
But Detroit has some good food. Where do you like to eat in Detroit? I would love to know. We're very close,
Um,
so I mean,
so
I love what's the one Royale with cheese is pretty dope. I'm into
hmm
Royale with
that
cheese.
place is cool. That place is a really cool mural in it.
Yeah.
And their food is just really good. But honestly, it's hard sometimes because I'm vegan.
Oh
So,
snap!
a lot of vegan restaurants closed during COVID.
Yeah, I bet.
So there's only like three or four good ones right now, like in the
Oh,
Detroit,
did
like
the
main Detroit area.
did the soul food
So
the vegan soul food restaurant close?
I know one of them is temporary closed and the other one has like limited hours. I was mad about that because I love Detroit Vegan Soul.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that was one of the first places we stopped to when we actually made it back to the
mhm,
Midwest. We went and stopped in
yeah.
Detroit and stopped at that vegan place, and
Hmm.
yeah, that's a shame. A lot of small businesses have closed, small
Hmm.
restaurants.
Too many,
Yeah,
too many.
so how did you manage a vegan diet? Because I've done vegetarian, I've done I think I've tried hard edge veganism for like maybe a week. But like then I was like I need like an egg or something. I need like some cheese or something, you know what I mean? So or wait,
Yeah.
are you allowed to eat eggs as a vegetarian? I can't remember.
Some people do.
Oh
When
yeah,
I was
yeah, it's vegan.
vegetarian,
It's
I
vegan.
did.
It's vegan. Yeah, yeah.
When I was vegetarian, I did eat eggs just because that was just strictly protein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great
The
protein.
reasoning for that, but some people don't. I know that
Mm-hmm. So
because they were
how
babies.
how do you handle veganism? Because I know that some people call themselves vegans and they'll be sitting there eating like chips.
Chips,
Yeah, they'll be eating,
bread,
like yeah, bread is like I'm a vegan.
all
I only
processed
yeah,
foods.
I eat food out of a package constantly. I'm a
Hmm.
vegan. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? That's what I really want to know. But sometimes people
Bloated, probably.
are bloated. Bloated. Yeah, I can only imagine the horror show the next morning. But how do you handle it? What's your diet look like? Are you pretty consistent? Does it change a lot?
Um, Honestly, like I'll have spurts where I'll be really consistent where I'll only cook like two different types of recipes and then I'll like stray away from that and like try different things and then I'll cling on to something that I liked when I experimented. But for the most part I stay pretty consistent. I don't eat processed foods, probably like 10% of my diet or like at most 20% of my diet is processed foods. The rest is just fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. But when I did start veganism though, I will say like I was one of those people to where I ate processed foods all the time because it's like no one tells you for real like
Right.
what your body needs. You have to you have to research everything when you're becoming a vegan. And there's a lot of false things on the internet telling you that certain foods are good for you when they're really not. Um, so it was hard at first, I'm not gonna lie. I did feel very unhealthy at first, but then I became educated and now I have like a strict just fruits and vegetables and some processed foods. But that's about it. I like spicy foods though. I love making
Mm,
spicy like stir fries or like spicy ramen or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, spicy is fun. Spicy is fun.
Hmm.
Uh, so what is your source of protein then? How do you get most of your protein?
It depends on the day.
Hmm.
There's tofu, there's chickpeas, there's portobello mushrooms, there's spinach, there's beans, any type of beans. There's let's see. I mean, the list goes on and on, but those are like my main ones that I
Yeah,
use.
yeah.
And lentils, I really like lentils.
Oh yeah, lentil stew is bomb.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I wanted to sort of dig in on is the idea of being kind of consistent and being
Mm-hmm.
consistent, especially with meals and stuff. Because
Mm-hmm.
what I've found is if I just eat the same thing, which I'm totally okay with doing, I'm like whatever, I'll just keep eating the same stupid thing. At this point, I mean, food is fun for me to abuse. I mean, I'm just a
Mm-hmm.
fat kid. I just my inner
Oh my
fat
gosh.
my inner fat kid just goes nuts. Yeah, I mean, I can see in your face that you suffer from the inner fat kid as well. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's tough. It's a tough thing to do, but it's like oh shit, I forgot what I was even talking about. Whatever. There you go. That's how it's gonna go.
Consistency. You're talking
Consist.
about consistency.
Thank you for that save. Yeah, but what
Mm-hmm.
I find is if I stay consistent with what I eat, not only do I am I managing my weight, but if I'm also working out and staying on top of it, it's just much easier for me to
Mm-hmm.
lose weight, but also it's just easier for my brain if I already know what's gonna happen, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
cause there's always that argument that couples have at the end of the night. Like, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know, or whatever it is. You know, like your inner dialogue is like, what should I eat? You're looking at your stupid apps, or you're looking in your fridge, whatever it is. But if I just have it ready to go, it's like it takes the stress of that. Even though it seems like such a
Mm-hmm.
small stressor, it still is a stressor. Removing that helps. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that sentiment of like of consistency helps with managing and maintaining, or do you do it for a different reason?
Um, I guess I don't know. Consistency and I feel discipline like go hand in hand. So
Mm,
it's like with me, discipline is a big thing with not only like my diet, but like you said, working out.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you
so I
for that
think
host.
consistency is a big thing when it is about like a diet, especially when you're a vegan, because it's just like you need to have a specific protein intake all the time, or else you're going to be low. You need to have iron, or else you're going to be low in iron and all of that because we don't have that meat intake. So we need to be more specific with what we're putting in our bodies and stuff. So the consistency aspect and the discipline aspect is very important.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that too, because the consistency is the act of being disciplined and not veering from what you know is what you're supposed to be eating and what you're not supposed
Yeah,
to be eating. Uh,
exactly.
it just, man, I think I'm turning into this. It's turning into a situation where I just start taking antidepressants, and like
Mm.
and one of the fun things about those is weight gain. And I've always
Mm.
had to deal with weight issues my whole life, so it's like I'm like gaining weight like so quickly, and it's insane to me. So I have to do something about it. Have you ever done like a juice fast or anything like that?
Yes, I love doing juice fasts. They're so nice. I like doing smoothie ones and juice ones. It just
Mm.
like the first couple days are rough because like, oh wow.
Oh,
The
sorry.
first couple days are rough. No, I just feel
I know
bad
you
for
looked up and it was
that.
like, what is happening?
The first couple days are always rough though because it's just like your body's cleansing everything. But once you get like that immediate cleanse out, it's smooth sailing. It feels good. It
Hmm.
becomes more like a mental thing
Right.
as you're going through it. So it's like if you can juice fast mentally, the physical part is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because the last time I did a juice fest was last year, right before the pandemic. And
Hmm.
and by the way, Mighty, thank you so much. This is for you. Mata. There you go. The right before the pandemic, I like before everything really went into shutdown mode, and people were starting to get a little weird, like Costco and
Yeah. Oh
Kroger and
gosh. I still
everything.
don't forgive people after that.
You don't forgive. I don't forgive. I
The
don't
way they
forget.
treated old people, the way they stole everything, that just was not right. Oh my gosh.
Where was that? When did that? I mean, just everywhere you were talking about. I mean, what
During
happened?
the pandemic when people were taking everything
Oh, there.
like in bulk,
Oh, yes,
I
yes,
will
yes.
not I
Yeah,
will
like the
not forgive
toilet
people for
paper.
that.
It's just like, I'm still holding everybody accountable for no toilet paper,
It makes
motherfucker.
no sense why you would need that much toilet paper. Like, come on.
we got we got a lot of asses to wipe in this country.
I
Uh,
guess people got dirtier butts than most.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you saw some of the people who were getting toilet paper in bulk, you would understand why they were getting toilet paper in bulk. I mean, first of all, they were like wider than the cart, like waddling down the hall.
Oh
They just like, gotta get
no.
more shit tickets,
Mm-mm.
more shit tickets. It was definitely a strange situation. But I was juice fast. I started this juice fast before the pandemic and everything went awry, and
Mhm.
and I actually stopped because the pandemic and because I felt bad that there was food shortages, so I stopped because of the pandemic. In reality, I was just like over it, and my mental capacity for it had withered. And plus, we were in the middle of like realizing that our lives were sort of destroyed. Like because
Mhm.
I'm a musician and all my gigs been canceled. So like all this shit, it was just too much. I had to eat a pizza. So I just ended up eating pizza. But just to sort of piggyback on what you're saying, it does turn into this mental thing, and you'll make any excuse. And I think my excuse was pretty good, but it was an excuse nonetheless. Um,
Mhm.
but but like you'll make any excuse to not stick to something. How do you
Right.
how do you sort of get through tough challenges like a juice fast where your mental capacity is being sort of stretched and like because there's so much comfort that comes with food, there's so much ritual that comes with eating and cooking,
Mhm.
and there's it's just such a big part of our lives and such a big part of our day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks and all of that stuff. So how do you get through that kind of stuff when you're faced with your own mentality? What is it that pushes you through? And I mean, and this applies to anything when it's just like
Okay, I was
staying in
about to
shit.
ask, is it just food?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be just food, but like what's in you that keeps you pushing through these tragedies.
Um, I guess the main thing that I do, especially when I feel myself like stretching thin mentally, like on the brink of something. Because I'm very, I've always been someone who can multitask.
Mm.
Like I thrive off of that. It's just like something I do. I've always worked like two, three jobs. Like
Wow.
I just like being busy. I like doing things. I like getting things done and stuff like that. But there comes a point where you crash because you do so much. So when that happens, I usually just give myself like I usually am just honest with myself, and I go into like a meditative state, and like I just kind of reset and like sit and just kind of ponder what's going on in my brain at that moment, and what I'm about to do if I was about to do something like crazy, or I was about to like do something that would change like drastic my life drastically or something, because I'm feeling a certain way or feeling tired for some reason from something, and it wouldn't be the best decision for me basically. Yeah, I usually just sit, think about it. I'm reflecting on myself, I meditate, and I'm just honest with myself basically. I like talk to myself in
That
a more meditative way.
mhm. Yeah, and sort of sort out the different outcomes. Like, so if I do this, then this might happen, and this might happen, or this might happen,
Mm-hmm.
and you sort of go
Mm-hmm.
for it. Wow, I wish I had that kind. I wish I had that kind of patience.
I haven't always, trust me. It takes time. It takes a
Yeah.
lot. That's another thing that takes discipline, because it's like, in order to be honest with yourself,
Mm.
you have to really like dig deep into yourself first.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not, that journey is not the easiest.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not, it's definitely was not the easiest thing to do. I used to just spread myself thin, not sleep for days and stuff like that, especially in college. Like I would just be up all night, all nighters, 24/7, working in the day, working at night, had three jobs at one point. And then at one point I'm just like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Like I literally sat myself down. I was like, why am I doing all this? Why am I spreading myself so thin? Why don't I just work smarter, not harder
Right.
type thing? So it's just like those type of conversations are needed, I think.
Yeah, yeah, no, to be honest with oneself is very difficult because
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy for us to just sort of go with the narrative that we're telling ourselves or telling other people even, like but like
Exactly.
that reality of truth is always pressing, it's always even if you can kind of turn that off, it's still there, and looking
Mm-hmm.
past it, I feel like it's kind of damaging. It's kind of damaging to yourself. You're talking about burnout. So what are some of the ways now that you do avoid burning out and avoid sort of stretching yourself thin? What are some of the things that you've sort of adopted and learned on how to not be stressed and
Mm-hmm.
worn thin and stretched out? And
So I've always been very much on energy. So when I feel my energy kind of fading, that's when I know I need to step back and kind of just distance myself from whatever I'm doing.
mm,
Because once my energy is like gone, it's gone. So um, basically, I just kind of distance myself and reset, and then come back into the situation or come back into where I was. It's not like I'm gonna like blow up on someone or something like that. It's just like I'm not at the mental capacity to like do what this person needs me to do or do what I need to do in a efficient way. So I kind of just like step back, and I'm just like, okay, let me take a breather. Let me, get some tea. Let me just sit for a minute. Let me listen to some music, simple stuff that just kind of like revamps my energy, I guess you could say.
yeah, 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 totally. No, I feel that a lot. Just that the act of just turning off in whatever capacity it it's been something that was hard for me to learn. Um, Especially with a family, like they deserve my attention as well. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
after just being in a laptop all day and just staring at a screen all day and go just doing whatever, just overdoing it all the time. It's just you have to step back, or else you end up just it's just those burnout moments. What does burnout look like for you? Like if someone's
Tired,
you're just tired,
tired,
you're just
just
I'm
tired,
just tired. Just tired. It's
like
yeah.
drained,
Mm,
just tired and drained, man.
yeah.
Like that.
Just
Mm-mm, that's not
just
a pretty sight.
full-time exhaustion. Yeah. Well, like, and for some people, burnout is like depression and like anxiety and all that crazy. Like, that's kind of what it is for me. Burnout for me is like not sleeping and anxiety and what is it? Erratic behavior and erratic mood swings and stuff. So like, it's overall just bad. It's just bad.
Mm-hmm.
We have a question from the chat here, which, by the way, if anybody has any questions for our guest, Rose Thornberry, please do use your fresh bars. It helps me keep track of the questions. So we have a question from our community member, Wild But Sober. He said, "Greetings. So, waffles or pretzels?" And this is his favorite thing to ask people:
What?
waffles or pretzels. This is he asked everybody this. He was asking Beyonce's guitarist whether or not she likes waffles or pretzels. So, whatever. Thanks, Wow, it's over.
I guess it makes sense because they're both like, you know, checker style.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird comparison, but I think it's a test on two levels here: is whether you like pretzels and waffles and like a salty or sweet type thing as well.
That makes sense.
Because the waffle is, we're talking about regular waffles with syrup and whatever, however you like it, and then the pretzels now are not the crappy little, hard little rock pretzels. That we're talking about like a nice, warm, fluffy
Soft pretzel?
soft pretzels. Yeah.
Oh, oh, dang.
She said off. Yeah, not that shitty dollar store pretzels. We like the soft pretzels. I like my waffles with chicken. You know what? I just had a couple bites. No, I didn't. But my friend at Hamburger Mary's, my family, a couple of my family had some waffles and chicken yesterday. So there you go. I watched somebody eat waffles and chicken yesterday. Roscoe Green. That has nothing to do with
I'm gonna say pretzels because
pretzels.
I used to love Annie Ann's. Like I like waffles, but nah,
Well,
pretzels.
the thing about waffles, and because I always go waffle because I like sweet stuff, but if I was going to choose right now, it would have to be like pretzels because sugar is the devil, and it's like, so like I can't deal with sugar because it's Satan. Satan himself is sugar. So
Well, technically you can make pretzels sugary.
yes, I know you can. But if like right now in my food, if I'm gonna go overeat something, it's not gonna be like pie and cookies, which it used to be that. It used to be pie and cookies. Now
Same.
it's same. But now it's just like whatever salty. I can like for whatever reason in my head, in my overeating lizard brain, I'm like, I can eat as much salty food without feeling like shit. And it's like, no, you still wake up bloated and puffy. It's just like, oh, like that food hangover is just the worst. Can't take that. I can't. But like staying away from sugar is like just my main thing right now. Is what's your relationship with sugar? How do you handle sugar?
So, when I grew up, I was that kid that would eat candy every day.
Yeah.
So so until I was probably like 14, 15, I would eat candy all the time. I loved candy so much.
Yeah, candy's great.
But as I grew older, it kind of like it always made my teeth hurt because I have sensitive teeth. So it always made my teeth hurt and like it would make my head hurt and I would get really dehydrated. I don't know. So I kind of like whenever I do have something sugary, it's just like I don't drink sugary drinks. I just have water. Like when I do have a sugary drink or something, I can't drink it all. I used to be able to drink like a lot of sugary drinks and now I'm just like, how did I do that?
Ooh, it's tough.
But
I know exactly what you're saying. I know
it like hurts your teeth and you can feel the like sugar on your teeth. It's just like, ugh.
and I have sensitive teeth as well. Mighty, thank you so much for that IRL, contributing to the IRL stream. Salad Galley, we're coming for you. Yeah, the sugar, the like sodas, pops, We call it pop here in the Midwest, everybody. But I refuse to call it pop. I refuse to call it pop. Every podcast I love is dead. I refuse to call it pop only because I lived in California for 13 years and everyone calls it soda there. And it sounds way more. It just sounds like more, for lack of a better word, sophisticated, okay? For lack of a better word, it sounds more sophisticated than pop. Pop is a fucking sound, okay? It's not a drink. Where you at with your pop? I mean, you grew up here, so you're probably saying pop, right?
It depends on the day. And it depends on what kind of drink it is. If it's club soda, I'm gonna say club soda, not
Right,
pop.
but
Club pop.
if you're gonna order like a diet Pepsi, I mean, you're gonna be like,
Honestly, it depends on the day. Like now that I think about it, I sometimes, well, I don't drink
right,
pop slash soda,
right.
but yeah, honestly, I will say it depends on the day for me
Yeah,
because
I feel
I
that.
like saying soda. So, but pop is like the go-to where I'm just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, it's like it's just you when it's ingrained into your brain your whole life. It's
yeah,
hard to escape. Unless you move away for 13 years and then you realize how
right.
fucking stupid that was. I'm sorry. Look, I'm not trying to judge you, bros. I'm not judging your vocabulary. You say pop all you want. All my friends who love
I will.
pop say I will. Thanks for your permission, freak. You fucking weirdo. Every podcast I love is dead. What's up? Soda is the way to go. Canadians say pop too, and I hate it. See? Fucking Canadians. Love you.
Yeah, I'm part Canadian,
Oh,
so
really? What part?
what part?
I'm sorry. That was this
This
part.
part right here, my hand.
my my middle finger, asshole. You can flick me
Um,
off if you want. I know you wanted to do it. No, I'm just joking. But you
nah.
can flip me off. You can if you want. But wait. So you have family from Canada?
Like in the Quebec area,
Ooh,
and
okay.
some in like the Toronto area.
Oh, nice. Do you go and visit?
I haven't been there in a minute. I
Hmm.
wanted to last year, but then COVID happened.
COVID
So,
happened. COVID happened.
I used to go there. I mean, yeah, I haven't been there in a minute, but I definitely want to when we're able to, when
Yeah.
they actually let us, which knowing them and knowing their smart selves, they won't ever let Americans in again.
Like, hell no. You're out. Y'all are out. Music with Mendez. Thank you so much for that subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mendez.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. The Music with Mendez. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Can we get a shout out for Music with Mendez? Music with Mendez is an amazing multi-instrumentalist. He's a live looper. And just a fantastic jazz guitarist. He just got the runs. He's
Ooh,
got the
I
runs.
love jazz guitars.
Yeah, I just got a hollow body. Ibanez hollow body, which I'm just over the moon for. And I got my little thing, which and I'm just gonna bring it out just because I'm so happy.
Yeah, I was wanted to say you were doing pretty good on that. I was like, wow, this is relaxing.
I got it yesterday.
Making me want to get one.
Dude, they're dope. They're dope. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. Yeah, the shit. Well, there we go. Now I forgot what we were talking about again. Isn't that fun?
Fantastic.
Yeah, you're like great. This whole guy. By the way, every podcast I love is dead. He is in chat today, Nolan. Go give him a. I don't think he's. Don't. I put the link again in the show notes for you. Or show note. Oh my god. I put the link in the chat for everybody for episode 14 featuring your boy Mikey P. Go click on that link tree and go subscribe to every podcast I love is dead. If you enjoy music podcasts, if you enjoy this show, you'll probably more than likely like that one. So go check out our friends Epilid or every podcast I love is dead. So you were saying how you like to stay busy. And I like to stay busy too, but for me, my reasons is because my own thoughts can kind of turn on me, and so I like to like to stay busy, so almost like a distraction from my brain eating itself. So I'm just curious,
Mm.
what makes you want to be so busy and stay so occupied?
Because I have a lot of things I want to accomplish before I die.
That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
so
Cause I'm motivated. I'm motivated, fat
it's just
boy.
how I was raised. Like,
Yeah.
it's just how I was raised. My parents, like, they made us work. Like, they gave us everything we needed.
Mm,
Like, we never saw the struggle that they went through, even though they did go through struggles. We did see some, but like, we didn't see them struggle.
right.
So they always taught us that no matter how much you're struggling, never let people like see it. So always work as hard as you can, get as much as you be at 2 steps ahead of people, like um be multitasking like constantly and stuff like that. So that's just how I was raised. I was raised to like make my own money, get my own money, have multiple streams of income type of thing.
Mm,
So it's just how I was raised too.
mm.
But I just want to get a lot of things done. So that's another reason.
Yeah, that multiple streams of income, that is such a huge thing that we're trying to teach our son, because especially as artists, as musicians, it's I mean, if you're putting all your eggs in the performance basket, well, we all
Mm-hmm.
saw what COVID did to that. So
Mm-hmm.
don't just do that. um,
Exactly.
Especially coming from an artist point of view, is like having diversity in income is just it's just I think it's key. I think it's key into making it as a successful artist, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, the success is measured. Success can be measured subjectively, but my idea of success is being able to support myself, living a happy and comfortable life as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's my idea of success. What's your idea of success as an
Pretty much the
artist?
same thing. Happiness is my as an artist.
Hmm.
Um, I've had so many people ask me this question, and it's like every single time they're always just they get surprised kind of because I never say like, oh, there's this particular award I want to get or something like
Hmm.
that. Honestly, my biggest goal is just to reach as many people as I can,
Hmm.
and to shift someone's energy where they feel better about their day, or they feel something they've never felt before or something like that. My goal isn't really to win awards or anything like that. It's really just to, like, my award would be to reach people and to have people tell me how they feel about my music.
Yeah.
um and not just my music, but if they want to reach out to me on a personal level as like a human being, like I'll always do that. Like the amount of people I can reach, like, because I'm a very much a someone that I'll stretch out a hand for you no matter what. That's just how I am.
Mm.
I'm very much a giver. So it's like musically and just on a personal level, like I want to reach as many people as possible. And also I just want to work with as many people as possible too. So
Yeah.
there are specific people that I've always want to work with, but you
Like
know.
who?
Hmm?
Like who?
Janae Aiko. Um, what else?
She's amazing, by the
Lucky
way.
Day. I love her so much.
Yeah, it goes amazing. I've never heard of Lucky Day. Who's Lucky Day?
You never heard of Lucky Day?
No, I'm very bad with. Look, I'm almost
Boy,
40.
you
I'm
gotta,
so
you
out
gotta.
of
No,
everything.
you would like his music though. He is doing like a new style of R&B,
Dang.
basically,
I
and it's heading in a great direction.
I
He's
love where R&B is
literally
going.
so talented. He is so
I'm
talented.
gonna check him
So
out. I love the on Spotify. My favorite playlists are like the reggae classics, and a newer one. I think it's called alt R&B, and it's
you would
just
like him.
yeah, I mean, I would definitely like any of this, like, cause like what I'm really loving is that there's sort of this lo-fi movement with R&B.
Mm-hmm.
There's this sort of like real chill drums, like very low energy, but like just have a lot to say, a lot of room for melody.
The soul's coming back into
Yes,
R&B.
Daniel
Mm-hmm.
Caesar is probably my
Mm-hmm.
favorite R&B artist out right now. Like Daniel Caesar is just can just melt my heart, and just like I'm serious. Like there it just there's music that I can listen to in the morning, and it's very specific. It can't be anything insane or upbeat or
Mm-hmm.
like. I mean, it can be upbeat, but it can't be like just like EDM or something. Nothing that's just right, like there has to be a specific music, and Daniel Caesar fits in that. There's a
Makes
streamer,
sense.
Theodore Elving is a streamer on Twitch who it fits in that category. It's classical music fits in that category. It's just
Mm-hmm.
there's something to that vibe that's just very good. That resonates with the frequency of my brain because the
Mm-hmm.
frequency of my brain is like da, 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 da. So it's like anything that sort of brings that to a manageable
Mm-hmm.
frequency is my friend, such as marijuana. But so it's any kind of speed is terrible for me. So anything that sort of brings down that frequency. So is there do you have that kind of mood music that you like to listen to at a certain time of day, or is there kind of mood music that you drift to?
Um, Honestly, my music taste is so broad that it
Mm-hmm.
really just depends on what songs in my head. Like one day I'll be listening to classic rock, another day I'll be listening to like 2000s punk rock, another day I'll be listening to R&B, another day I'll be listening to Jimi Hendrix, another day I'll be listening to like soul, like another day I'll be listening to jazz instrumentals. It really depends on the day. But
Mm.
I guess like the ones that kind of I could say like calm me, like how you're saying it was kind of calming you. I would say like the ones that have the most poetic lyrics, like
Mm.
not necessarily the instrumental, but the most poetic lyrics and the most creative harmonies, because those kind of like seep into my musical soul differently. I don't know. Whenever I hear like really deep lyrics mixed with really creative harmonies and they're like intertwined so well. Like Victoria Monet, if you've ever heard of her,
Mm.
she's really good at harmony. She's really good at like finding the harmonies and finding the pocket that the harmony should fit and like yeah.
No,
So
but that's what's so awesome about R&B right now is that it's not just, I love a regular just across the board R&B, but what I
mhm,
love about it now is that they're really it's like people are really digging for I mean, there's only so many notes in a scale, so it's like people are really
mhm,
digging now to put these notes together in just these very unique ways that are like moving the genre forward. It is
yeah.
transcending it, and that's what's so amazing about it. It's like there's this like social collective consciousness to let's bring the beat down and
Mhm,
let's make the melody fucking really really stick. Like
mhm,
let's make
mhm,
it really about talent. Let's make it really about creativity instead of like as opposed to like these like very in the box normal R&B harmonies and just whatever
mhm.
you would hear on the radio. I mean, and which is amazing that we're hearing this new. I feel like it's like underground R&B is coming to the mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I'm talking like if it's just we're taking a step from that regular, just straight ahead like Mariah Carey or something R&B type feel, and
Mhm.
and really diving into like a just like an indie genre lo-fi thing. I really dig it. I really dig where R&B is going, and
Mhm.
and
I
how
agree.
they're using that minimal feel to sort of push like such a huge sound and a huge melody and such.
Mhm.
Your last EP is called Mango Juice, and
Correct.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig Mango Juice. I dig that it sort of moves like each song. I feel like has like is describing a whole picture or something. Like
Mhm.
I feel like there's more to it because like the name of the title, it's like what is it like cut in and then I'm sorry I'm ruining the names of your stuff, but it feels like there's like a direction to it.
Yeah,
Well,
there is. It's the process of making mango juice. And also it like it's a dichotomy
Mhm.
because each song if you really pay attention to what I'm saying and how I'm saying it and the melodies and stuff. Each song I get more and more confident in what I'm saying to the person. Um, then as the mango juice is like finally the mango juice, you can see like the confidence is fully there. Like I know who I am. I know what I deserve. I'm not going to put up with something else type of thing. So, and that goes for just anything. It's in this case, it's sexual, but I wanted to be creatively sexual where it wasn't in your face about, like, how some R&B is like in your face about the
Yeah.
sexual acts and stuff. So I always
Daniel
want to be like,
Caesar. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like I wanted to have that, that vibe, but I also wanted to be creative with it. So yeah, so it's like as the mango juice is being made, the confidence is raising. So it's like, dichotomy type of effect.
Do you are you trying to make music that is like broadly accepted, like children could listen to it too? Is that like part of your
Hmm.
reasons why you wanted to keep
Yeah.
it
So
so?
I mean, obviously, children would probably not want. I mean, parents probably wouldn't want children to listen to this,
But they
but
could and not have to
but they
worry.
technically could,
Right.
yeah, because I don't say anything raunchy for real. But I mean, my main goal is to do like music that is more of a healing type of thing.
Mm.
So this was kind of just to make a statement and to show my confidence as a woman and to also give that staple to women everywhere. Just like it's okay to say what you want because a lot of times women are shy about what they want, not only in the bedroom, but in general. So it's like, I wanted to kind of give that to women for real and men, you never know. Men could be shy of what they want to.
Yeah, totally, totally. I mean, so really, it's kind of more of an empowerment than it would be a
Mm-hmm.
sexual thing. It's more of
Mm-hmm.
like go out, don't accept less, go out there and expect more.
Mm-hmm. And
Uh,
just like
Go on, please.
just be vocal about it. Yeah, that's
Right.
all. Just be vocal about what you want.
Hold on. I'm bringing it up so everyone can see the cover. I can't play anything because of copyright infringement, but we can definitely at least show the cover so people know what to look for. Let me see if I even have this set up. Did I even set this up? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I did. Look at that. It's set up. Uh, so
Beautiful.
so there it is. There's mango juice. Of course, I would love to play some because it is very nice. It's why is it explicit? That's so weird. You
It
don't.
is explicit. I swear a little bit.
Oh, you do swear a little bit. Okay, okay. So
Just a little bit.
just a little. You need a little bit of swearing. You need a little bit of swearing. Gotta have a little
Keep
bit
it
of it.
interesting,
You gotta keep it spicy. Yeah. Uh, so what was the process of this album? How were you writing and like the production is amazing and also
Hmm.
the mix is great as well. So
Hmm.
how involved are you in the writing and the production and the mixing and all that stuff?
So I wrote everything except for the features,
Mm-hmm.
and I collaborated on the hook for Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So other than Raven's part and yet Bully's part in that hook, everything was written by me. Um, as for the production, so this time around, I really wanted to kind of find these beats on my own, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have, so I have producers in my life, but I wanted to find, because I am starting to make music myself. But at this point, I kind of wanted to find my own sound and not have any other influences around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on YouTube for 4 days straight, finding beats and stitching them together where they would make sense. And then finding ways where I could edit them a little bit just so they would all flow nicely. Um, so yeah, that was the process of that. And then the only beat that wasn't off of that is Pressure. That was made by one of my good friends. He's a very talented producer and songwriter. His name is Third Son. So that was the only beat. That was the single off of the EP. So that came out in October, or yeah, October. So the rest of them I found while literally just scouring YouTube for days and not sleeping a couple days too. I just like got in the zone. I had my headphones on and I just got in the zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the main process for finding the instrumentals for sure.
Okay.
Um,
So then I'm just curious, and I'm not trying to, pick be rude in any way, or but how did you go on YouTube? Did you like just take the beats, or did you pay
no, I
for them?
bought them.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
I'm
bought
just
them.
no, I'm just curious. No
Yeah.
judgment, no judgment. We
Yeah.
all we
No,
all
I bought them.
we
No, I
no, I
definitely I
bought them,
bought them.
motherfucker. What are you trying to say, Mike?
Yeah.
What are you trying
It's
to
just
say, motherfucker? No, no, no.
yeah,
I
no,
was just curious.
it was like how you would be with any engineer, but I
Mm,
just wasn't with the engineer when the beats were
right.
made. It's just I'm not gonna I know some people that they do that thing where you can turn YouTube files into waves or whatever,
Mm.
but I don't like that. Karma will bite me in the butt, so
Well,
I'm not
it's
gonna do
just
that.
eventually, with the way things with copyright infringement is going, it's like
Hmm.
eventually, it's just you're gonna get busted.
And
And
I don't feel credible when I don't pay for someone else's work.
yeah,
So
no, I feel
it's
you. I
like,
feel you.
nah.
No, I'm in the
So,
process of doing that right now with my artwork for my page. I want to make all the artwork original artwork, um,
hmm.
like this stupid thing right here, which I gotta turn like that, like just that dude right there, right? So,
Yeah.
so Ric Flair, I got him redrawn because that is just a image that I just ripped off of Google. So
Mm.
I got it redrawn, and it's just my own art. Just because like I'm sitting here, I'm making money, and people really like this image, and I just feel bad and wrong. Like I want to put that
Yeah.
image on a T-shirt. And I just was
Yeah.
like, man, I cannot like, and like the thing is, I went and looked for the image that I stole, and it's actually on a T-shirt. So I'm like, not only did I jack this dude's image, but and I want to put it on a T-shirt, but he's trying to make money off of it as an artist on a T-shirt site of his
Oh
own.
my
So
gosh.
I'm just like, hell no, I'm not gonna go out of my way. Now this I might just keep this because whatever. That's just fun for me. But like if I'm gonna put it on a shirt, if I'm gonna make money off it in any way, like, and I'll probably
Yeah,
replace
that
the
would get
emo and
sticky.
stuff. Yeah, I don't want to do it. But since I already got this already set up, this is just I don't feel like redoing that. So, but
Hmm.
I might. I'm just because I do feel like it's wrong. I'm an artist.
Hmm.
Like I demand that I get paid for the art that I produce, and so why shouldn't other people? Uh,
Exactly.
and so yeah, mad respect, and I don't judge people for ripping stuff off of Facebook or YouTube either. It's just like in the long run, that's gonna come back on you, whether it's karma or whether it's somebody's lawyer. So it's like
It just limits you when you don't pay for them because then you can't have as much exposure for it.
exactly.
So,
Exactly. What are you gonna do? Throw it on your SoundCloud and hope for the best, which people are
yeah.
doing. But it's still, it's
I mean, it's good to just drop sometimes, but
mm,
like for me, I like to be in depth when I do drop something. So
yeah,
it's like I wouldn't be able just to put it on SoundCloud. Like I would just
right.
that's just not practical. So
It's just not practical. You sound like you've done a lot of research on music releases and stuff like that. Have you done a lot of
yeah.
research on how to do that? What
Yeah. I'm
what?
a very research-based person. I like to research like a lot. I've been reading this book called The Six Figure Musician,
Hmm.
and then so that one's just about not getting screwed over, and basically marketing yourself.
Yeah.
But honestly, I learn from what's around me. I learn from people I follow on Instagram. I learn from my friends. I learn from other like types of businesses, not even just music. I just learn from like marketing or, just normal. Like I learned from just marketing from Costco or like marketing from a commercial. Like
Right.
there's lots of things you can pull from different things that would translate into music. So yeah, it's been a long time coming to start music, so I have to do it the
Yeah.
right way.
So I'm curious. How long have you been involved with creating music? Because you have a few releases out, but it's not a lot, and it doesn't span too far
Hmm.
back. So how long have you like put this kind of energy into doing music and creating music and yeah.
About a year and some change now,
Wow. Wow,
but it
that's
was a long time coming. So
how,
that's why.
so what was your music career? What did your music career look like before you started releasing music?
A lot of hesitance,
Hmm.
a lot of not letting people actually hear me sing, a lot
Hmm.
of stage fright. I had really bad stage fright when I was younger.
Wow.
Um, so basically, I had the opportunity when I first started college to like record songs for people, and then like I started having like things happen with people being disrespectful and not giving me the mute my recordings and stuff like that because of certain things I don't want to talk about too much.
I understand.
Um, so basically, that deterred me away from it for a while too. And then I just found people that were giving me unconditional support and love and positive energy. So I was just like, you know what? I think this is the right alignment for me. So I'm just gonna put my all into it because this is actually what I want. So
Hmm. So
yeah.
so what how did you, so what was your performance career like? Cuz you said you had stage fright
Hmm.
and
It
you
was
also
non-existent.
okay, okay. And then so I mean
I performed before, but I
mm,
haven't performed as me as an artist.
mm,
I performed at like, I performed at like what is it, talent shows. I performed at like events for in college. I performed like that type of stuff, but I never performed as me as an artist yet.
mm.
So I have a couple opportunities in the next couple months, so hopefully those don't get canceled
Oh yeah.
because I'm ready.
You're
Just
ready. You're
get
ready.
that over with.
So are you still pretty nervous? Are you still pretty are you scared of the stage still or have you gotten past that? Like how are
I'm
you?
honestly in the fuck it mentality.
Yeah.
I used to be like really just overthinking everything, but now I'm just like, why am I so afraid to sing in front of people who do not know me? Like
Yeah.
they're about
So
to
there
know that I'm a
right.
good singer. So it's like, why am I so nervous? Like they're here, they're not here to boo me, they're here to just listen to me. Unless they're terrible people, which
Right.
I don't think most people at venues are. It's
Right.
like I'm gonna sing, and if I mess up, I mess up. Oh well, like fuck it.
That's the way you gotta look at it. That's the way you gotta
Yeah.
look at it. And because I was the same way, where like I just felt like every little thing I did was under the microscope, and in some cases, in some ways it is, but the reality is that most people are just like paying attention to the just to the groove and to the vibe and if you flub a word maybe two people are going to notice but
Mm-hmm.
most people are either going to be drunk or into the music and just yeah like who cares and that idea that we let people that we don't know dictate how we feel yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
one's tough. That one's a tough one to get by, and it's really just experience and just getting up there and doing it over and over and over again. But I like that you have that mentality of like fuck it, let's just get it. But it does
Yeah.
sound like you want to get it over with. So it
I just
does.
want to get that first performance out of the way
Yeah.
because I know that's the only one that's gonna be like I'm gonna have sweaty palms type of thing. Like I'll probably get anxious like and just
Yeah.
excited for the rest of them, but I know that one's just gonna be like, okay, this is actually like a thing now. Like I actually have to do this. Like this is crazy.
No.
So once that's out of the way, I'll be good. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm waiting for that.
Tear the band-aid off.
Exactly. Because when you find yourself, that's why I say fuck it. Because when I'm like thinking about a bunch of stuff, I'm just like, I stop myself. I'm just like, fuck it. And I just do it. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
at one point, you just got to turn all your like possible scenarios off and just do it.
It's oh my god, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. You have to turn off the maybes and the what ifs and just be like, this is what I
Mm-hmm.
want. This is what I'm doing. I mean, there's like I have like bad anxiety. Like even my palms are sweaty now. Like it's just and like
Mm.
I'm not even like I don't even feel like overwhelmed in any way because I do this constantly. But it's just like, no matter what, I'm under a little bit of pressure, and now here come my
Mm-hmm.
stupid sweaty palms. But yeah, but like getting those thoughts, getting those like those ideas out of your head is just ignoring them. Is so crucial. It's like there's times when I don't even want to like look at my emails, or I don't want to reply to an email, or it's just whatever it is. It's just like there's just a point where you have to sort of push past it and stop overthinking it, because it's like, I mean, because it's not that bad. It's like when you're sending what's so hard about sending a freaking email? You send the email.
Mm-hmm.
You just push send. You write something that's competent and legible, and you send it off. But you know, it's like performance. I mean, there's a little bit more complication into that. There's a lot more. Oh, and you'll come back eventually, I'm sure. There she is. I mean, with performance, it's a little more complicated because you do have sort of this. Wow, but sober. Okay, we'll get to that, buddy. The yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the idea of holding yourself back, I think, is it falls in that line, you know, like because people will
Mm-hmm.
sit there and they'll wait for the perfect moment, or they'll, you know, like I can't do this until everything's right, or I can't do this until I got this, and it's like the reality of it is like, well, maybe you should just go do it and get
Mm-hmm.
it done, and go from there. It's like when
Mm-hmm.
people starting streaming, you know, there's so much involved in streaming, which you were telling me before the show that you started sort of looking into Twitch and someone was sort of trying to help you, which I'd love to talk
Yeah.
about. I,
Yeah. They tried.
hey, Penny, what's going on? First time
They
ever.
tried.
Welcome, welcome, Penny. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Uh, so uh, so tell me, how did that go? How did the Twitch thing go? How far did you get? I know you said you have a profile, but I mean, it's totally cool. This can be a quick conversation. It's all good.
I didn't get pretty far, not gonna lie to
I didn't get very.
you. I
What?
tried.
Well,
Like
go
my
ahead.
friend showed me and he was telling me about it, like telling me about the ins and outs of like the rooms and how you can start one and like how it started off with gaming and now
Mm.
it's like a bunch of different stuff. And he was like being a good instructor is just like I don't know. After that, I just haven't looked at it. I haven't gone into it. I
It's
haven't
all
done
good.
any of that.
It's all good. But I mean, you went into it enough to create a profile. I mean, so
Yeah, and a profile picture.
and a profile picture. Watch out. Most people don't even do
Yeah.
that. So
And a bio.
what? What's up? You got a
Yeah,
bio over here, folks.
basically the CEO of Twitch.
Basically, Jeff Bezos over here. Um, so your knowledge of Twitch is very limited, and then it's like you know the
Very
basic.
limited.
Um, what were you going to do on Twitch? I'm just curious. I mean, I don't know. Even thought if did you even think that far?
No, I kind of because I was on Clubhouse before, but I didn't
Mm,
really like Clubhouse
yeah, it's dumb.
that much. So when I saw this, I liked it more.
Mm,
I like the actual, the feed and like what the videos were. Like the thing I don't like about Clubhouse is like it's just voices
mm,
and also like the um what is it? The feed of it and like the interface of it is just not appealing to me. The colors is just like I don't like it.
yeah, I feel
And
you.
also I don't like that you have to have like I don't know, there was something about it like hosting wise I didn't like. But I don't know, I like this. It's just with the apps, I'm just like I don't know. I can't keep up with them. Like
I understand. It's
I
ridiculous.
really can't. I
It's
can't
like,
keep up
are
with
you
them.
on
Except for
Discord?
like Instagram. That's it.
Instagram's amazing. You know, I still love Instagram, and it's like I just wrapped my head around it, and now it's like TikTok, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
I
even know.
started getting on TikTok and then I'm just like it was fun, but it's so much work.
It is like because it's like you gotta like create like a sketch every time or something. Like, do I have to like be creative every time? I can't just post
I
like
kind of just like hop on the challenges because then they're already like made out and then I
right.
can make them my own and like do my own little flair.
That makes sense
But
actually.
like I don't know. I don't know what people like on TikTok. So I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, I'm just putting whatever. I'm basically throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, but
yeah.
nothing is
I kind of
sticking.
just put what I like. So I guess people, hopefully people like
I'm
that.
treating it just like my Instagram page, honestly. I'm just like, here's a video, bye. Yeah, I'm done. But it's all video. TikTok's banned here. We don't ban it here, but it is just I mean, look, I know it's
Hey,
too much. It's
it launched a lot of musicians' careers this
absolutely.
past year.
I'm
So
not hating.
don't knock
I'm not
TikTok,
hating.
whoever did.
Any way that you can get yourself and get your music and get your content out there in front of people, especially if it's good, at least,
Hmm.
any way that you can be successful in that way, go for it. It's just what's your platform, what works for you. And what's interesting is Twitch is working for me, and I don't know, whatever's working for you, I would just go with that.
Yeah,
But Twitch,
I think Instagram's my favorite. So
it is. It's my favorite, and
it's
okay,
just the algorithm's stupid, but
yeah, the algorithm sucks. But I do
whatever.
find myself scrolling through Instagram more and more.
I just like looking at like I'm a visual person, so like
Mhm,
that's why I like this too. It's just like I like seeing
right.
things and
Mm.
like all of that, and I like seeing people's different aesthetics and all of that. So
Yes, yes, aesthetics are everything. Yeah, no, Twitch is great, and if you were ever thinking about like doing music on Twitch or something, I mean, it would
I
be
could
a
do like
great.
a live concert stream.
You can, but the thing about Twitch is it's about building communities, and it's about communicating with
Oh,
people in the chat. Like you see how
right.
I'm like sort of going back and forth, just randomly being
Right.
like, ha ha ha, someone said something over here. So it's like including the chat, including people, and building a thing where building a channel where people want to come and hang out essentially.
Right.
Because it's
Okay.
really it turns into a
It's like a
hang.
talk show.
It is,
It's like a interactive talk show.
interactive talk show is what I'm going for. My wife, she does straight music, so and it is kind of
See.
a talk show, and it's funny because she's starting to learn that she can't just run her mouth about everything. Like me, I've gotten in trouble so many times about running my mouth about people that I know, people that and then they hear the podcast or watch the podcast, and they're like, "Hey, you said that thing," and I'm like, "Yeah, I said it. I don't care." But now my wife is finding that because there's a lot of room for talking, so she'll play a
Hmm.
song and then she'll talk to the chat for a little bit. And so as you're talking, if you're doing this for hours at a time, you're bound to say something, and you're bound
Hmm.
to like say something about somebody, and so
Right.
she's been getting all this blowback, like, why did you say that about my song, and why did you tell people about that, and even me is like, why did you say that? But she constantly has to do that to me. So whatever. I don't talk. Yeah, Wild but Sober just doesn't talk. His stream just consists of all work, but he does sing, and he has a lovely voice. So
Hmm.
he does sing his little ass off, and I love that. Yeah. So if you were ever into looking into it, it might be cool. So where's this show planned? You said you have something that a gig planned, a couple gigs planned. Where's it
Yeah,
at?
it's not like set in stone because we don't know if it's gonna get canceled or not, but it's just one
Mm.
of the venues downtown. So yeah. Can't say too much because it's a surprise. But yep.
Oh, is it like a surprise show or something, or?
No, it's like I don't want to reveal it just yet.
Ah, I see. We're
Hmm.
not good enough for your reveal. I see, Rose. I see where we stand now, Rose. What's your favorite vegetable, Rose? We
That
want.
was so random.
Well, it's Wild but Sober's question.
Oh, favorite vegetable? Ooh.
Thank you for contributing behind that suit. I appreciate that.
I would say either ooh, zucchini or cucumber.
Cucumba. Roscoe
Cucumber.
Inferno, what is up? Woo! Yeah, we got you. We got you. There you go. We got you. We got you, Roscoe. Welcome in. What's up? I think Roscoe Inferno was here a little earlier. I'm not sure. Oh no, Roscoe Green was here. Roscoe Green was here. No, you're Roscoe Inferno. My bad. My bad, Roscoe. There's too many Roscoes. We got a Roscoe
Hmm.
sandwich up in this bitch. Thank you for that shout out. Favorite artist. Now Wild but Sober wants to know who your favorite artist is.
Janae Aiko.
There you go, Janae Aiko. Yeah, Janae Aiko is amazing. What do you think about her new music that she just kind of came out with? Right, she came out with a new song.
Chilambo.
Is that the new album?
Mm-hmm.
That's the concept album, right?
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The fact that she put sound bowls and all of that and like the different keys that open up different chakras and made it into music and made it into music that people can actually just listen to on an everyday basis. She kind of like is a genius that way because it's like she made it almost mainstream, basically. So, and I just love her lyricism. I love her process of the way she went about everything. I love the way the actual album went. Um, and yeah, and yeah, I just love her.
She is pretty incredible. I'm with you. I'm with you. We got a little.
Ooh, look at you with all the little trinkets. Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. That's how we do it. Welcome to We Speak English Goods Meditation Hour. Get ready.
Exactly.
Get ready to meditate for an hour. Oh, no, we're not gonna do that. Uh, I'm curious on, uh, you're talking about sweaty palms and anxiety and stuff. Uh, and by the way, everybody, thank you so much for contributing to the Salad Galley thing. We're coming for you, Salad Galley. But how important is mental health to you? And like I know I suffer from depression and anxiety and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, as artists tend to do. How important is mental health to you?
It's very important.
Mm.
It's not something that's talked about as much as it should be. It's starting to a little bit,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I feel that mental health is very important because it ultimately aids to your evolution as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if your mental state isn't consistently getting better, consistently working towards getting better, you're not going to evolve as a person, and you're not going to evolve into what you're meant to be. And it's basically like a block holding you back. So it's like it takes time and it takes a lot of uncomfortable situations with yourself, but it's very important, it's very needed to dig deep into yourself and realize that you're just you at the end of the day. Like you only have yourself at the end of the day. You have to take care of yourself at the end of the day. So um yeah, it is. I mean, the whole spiritual journey, the whole like mental health journey is very rough at times, like digging to the root of things that really you didn't know that were bugging you but are bugging you and are contributing to this type of anxiety or this type of um I guess you could say trigger into depression. um it's very important because then you start to communicate with yourself better and you start to understand yourself better and what your body can take and what your mind can take and what when to say no to people when you see a boundary or you see a trigger happening and you let that person know. And it just helps with vocalization with other people because if you can vocalize with yourself about important things and like very deep things, you can vocalize that to a certain degree with other people. um, so I think mental health is very very important, but I don't think it's taken seriously enough. And I think people like to mask it with saying it's like um, not as important to just kind of, I guess you could say, brush off your shoulders or try to be stronger or you got this type of thing. Like, best, especially with men in this country in particular, like a lot of times men are told not to cry and stuff like that, and not be in tune with their emotions. So it's just like it's a big factor that needs to be taught when we're younger, and I don't think it's at that point yet. I'm hoping at one point that we'll be teaching our kids like mental health importance. But as of now, yeah, mental health is very important to me.
Yeah.
In conclusion.
In conclusion, mental health is very important to me. Oh, the thing about
I could go on and on about
well,
that.
no,
That's
no,
why I just kind of
well,
ended
no,
it.
no, and I no, and we can go on and on about it because this is an important thing, and that it's something that we talk about a lot on the show. And I kind of wanted to hit on what you're saying about men in general. It's like in this country, especially, we're seeing. There's such a spike in middle-aged men who are killing themselves and suicide.
Hmm.
Our
Hmm.
kids, the boys, are killing themselves. But
Hmm.
and then on the other side of that, young women,
Hmm.
teenage girls are killing
Hmm.
themselves at record highs, which sounds awful to even frame it. Record highs in
Hmm.
uh,
I
you
mean,
know,
mental health now is more important than anything
yeah,
because of what's been happening. And I
exactly.
feel like that's why I feel like it's getting more and more talked about than it
Mm.
used to be. But it's still, it has a long way to
Yeah,
go.
there's still a stigma on it, and that's what I respect about. I think about like your generation of artists, and even of the kids coming up before you. I talk to a lot of young people on this platform. I talk to 18, 17-year-old kids who are singers, songwriters, and stuff. And what I've noticed is that they're so open and ready to talk about their mental health, and that's what I respect the most about this next generation is their ability to and to recognize it at such a young age to that
Hmm.
this is an important thing,
Hmm.
and maybe we are teaching our kids that, and maybe it is starting to get through. But you're right, there is still this big stigma that comes along with talking about it because no one's talking about the accelerated rates of suicide with young women. No one's
No one
talking
wants to
about
talk
that.
about it.
No one's
No one
talking
wants
about
to
that,
talk about
and
it
it's a
because it's like
fucking
then it would become a
epidemic,
reality. It would become a reality and become an actual thing that's happening
right?
and not just like some non approachable or non obtainable type of dreamland reality. It's actually a reality, like it's
Yes,
happening.
it's in our
And I feel
faces.
like a lot of times people don't like to face reality.
No,
So,
they do not. Yeah, you kind of were touching on it, where it's like having to sit down with yourself and take and take note and start a list of things you want to improve and start talking
mhm,
about like what are the things I don't like about myself, and like sitting there and taking this inventory, this mental inventory of what is useful and what isn't,
mhm,
and
mhm,
most people don't, and that's tough. That really sucks, especially for this, for what we're going through as a culture, as what we're going through as a society, as a country, as a world being. It's just it's really sad, man. And I think a lot of the reason we don't talk about young people, especially young women, killing themselves is because the people that are sort of controlling the narrative, it would cut into their bottom line, because there's
mhm,
this big correlation between the rise of social media and the
mhm,
rise of suicide with
mhm,
young women and young people in general, right?
mhm,
Um, women, young men, young non-binary, especially non-binary friends too. It's like that
mhm.
in its own is its own horror
Yeah.
show of what's going on out there. And
Social media has really damaged a lot of the younger generation. Like just because it's like oversaturation of everything. Like they see
yeah,
everything, they're exposed to everything. People can say whatever they want to them and they can say it back without thinking there's consequences. It's
yeah,
like it's a lot. And like they grew up with that. At least my generation, like we grew up with not having like all that technology yet.
right.
We grew up with like the beginnings of it.
Mhm.
Whereas with them, they're basically in that the generation that I'm talking about is like the generation that had basically almost a couple years before the first iPhone. Like they're 2000s, like late like 2003, 2004. Like
Mhm.
they're actually like teenagers now. Like they're getting into adulthood and they've grown up with such high technology. So it's just like, and also a lot of times parents from those generations that are raising kids in those generations, I mean, like they raise the kids with technology in front of their face. Like I see all the time 3-year-olds that know how to work an iPad more than me. Like it's
Yeah,
it's not okay. It's funny, but it's not
I
okay.
know,
It's at
I
the
know.
same time, it's like it shouldn't be that way. It should be like, I don't know. It's just I wish the younger generation had that exposure where they could just knock on someone's door and just have a fun day with all the neighborhood kids and not worry about what's going on social media and not worrying about what shooting is happening. Like it's just the things that are being shown on social media is just making everyone overexposed to too much, and it's creating too much turmoil, and it's creating different mindsets for people that didn't exist before, and it's too much. It's, in my opinion, like if social media ended tomorrow, I feel like the world would kind of end, and that's a problem.
Wow.
So,
Wow. That's not where I was expecting that to go.
I mean, think about it.
No, you're
Like,
right.
so many people's incomes rely on social
Mm-hmm.
media. So many people's livelihoods rely on social media. I mean, heck, a lot of people's friends are just on social media. Like,
What
it's
what
crazy.
about these government agencies and medical companies who have put a lot
Mm-hmm.
of stock into Facebook as a form of communication? What we saw
Mm-hmm.
in Australia a couple weeks ago was Australia was in this fight with Facebook over news feed stuff, but Facebook decided to like put to shut down a big part of, I forgot what all the details, but what they ended up finding out is that a lot of people, that all those people who were relying on Facebook for communication wise, for these medical things, for scheduling and for all this stuff, it all came out as like, wow, we're very dependent on this platform, and we've become
Mm-hmm.
very dependent on these platforms to give us news, to communicate with people, and
Mm-hmm.
all it gives us in return is like, you're not good enough, and we're going to take your data and try to sell stuff to you
Mm-hmm.
now, like it just keeps taking and taking, and what it's leaving in its wake is these sad, where people are just so focused on the best parts of everyone's lives, because
Yeah.
that they're
That's
sitting there
something I've been
comparing
trying to
themselves
realize.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been something I've been
Comparison is
trying to
the
like open
death.
up more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not having just like the best pictures, the best parts, like have things that like are creative but also actually me type of thing. It's like a lot of times people hide who they are literally by photoshopping themselves and all of that, and
Yeah.
like just showing what they want to show you, which is, I get that a certain degree because you're controlling what you want people to see.
Right.
But it's like at the end of the day, you're a person. Like you're not going to be perfect 100% of the time. It's just not.
No.
It's not a thing. It doesn't happen. So it's like I feel like that's a good point. Like social media eliminated the idea of being a human,
Yeah.
like being imperfect type
Yeah.
of reality. So
It did. It
it
did.
sucks.
And with all these filters and all these,
Mm-hmm.
like these young
I do
ladies.
like some of the filters. I like the sparkly ones. I like the sparkly ones. I just
Me
like
too.
sparkles,
I like the
the
sparkly ones
glowy.
too.
They're just like fun. But as
Yeah.
far as like altering your whole face where
Right.
I can't recognize the person,
Right.
that's a little much.
Let's go back to
Especially if it's that goes back to mental health. It's like, why are they altering their whole face?
yes. Well, that's the whole thing, is like, you have these young people who are comparing themselves to robots, like
Mm-hmm.
to non-reality things. It's great. Let's go back to 1100 AD. Yeah, let's go back to when the barbarians and the strongest won, and let's go back to those days where electricity and running water and toilets weren't a thing.
Right.
Where the Black Plague was the end of an entire fucking culture. Wow.
Right.
So, no, we're not going back to 1100 AD. Wild but
No,
sober. That sounds
I'm
awful.
good.
And
I'm good.
if we do end up, but here's the thing: if we do go that route, if an EMP exploded over the United States, right, and electromagnetic pulse, whatever, if something like that wiped out our entire power grid, the cloud, everything's gone. Like we would, like you're saying, I mean, but on more extreme level, without Facebook, without communication, without all these things that we're so accustomed to, we would literally just fall right back into to 1100 AD,
Mm-hmm.
which is just an insane thing to think about. But uh, people are so just ready, just it's in us, it's ready. We're so ready to survive, we're so ready to steal food out of that family next to us mouth so our family can eat in those
Mm-hmm.
moments. And when everyone's eating, everything's fine, right? When everybody's
Mm-hmm.
bellies are full and everybody's bank account's okay, and things are okay, everyone's fine like that. But as soon as you start taking these things out of the equation, humans quickly turn into animals, which we are
Mm-hmm.
animals, and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like to live in that world. That I'm not equipped for that world. My late wife asked me to leave Facebook years ago. I don't miss it. Yeah, well, none of us should be on Facebook, but I use it a lot. I use it so much. It's like the thing that drives people the most to my podcast, which is the most sickening
Mm.
part about all this, is how all the shit that I talk about these platforms. But like you're saying, a lot of people depend on this to make money, to communicate, to get their
Yeah.
products out there, to do this. So like,
That's when it's a positive impact. That's when it's doing what it was meant for.
right, right,
But when
exactly,
it's not is when it's altering what a person actually is. Whereas like marketing and like meeting new people and, reaching out to new people, that's what social media was about
hmm.
to start with. Like it was about networking with people, the social network. Like it was about networking with people.
Right.
So it's just what it's become is just not the best.
Well, and what sucks about it is that the algorithms are set up. And Amelia Ray Music, thank you so much for contributing to the Salad Galley IRL stream. We're coming for you, Salad Galley. We're coming for you. Okay, well, there was supposed to be a boom there, but okay. Oh, there we went. Okay, never mind. God, this thing is so fucking. The Stream Deck is so fun, but it's so fucking stupid too. I fucking hate it sometimes. Thank you so much, Amelia Ray Music, for contributing to that to the Salad Galley IRL thing. And then of course, subsequently, I've forgotten what I was saying.
Oh well.
Oh well, fuck it. Um, anyways, the hold on, what was I gonna say? Oh, the way the algorithms are set up now is to it highlights dissent. It highlights when people are arguing. It highlights when people. So your page is set for you to be ready to argue, to be ready to pass judgment, to be ready to hop
Mm-hmm.
on the cancel train, right? Everything is,
Mm-hmm.
the algorithms are set up in such a way where it sows dissent into the platform itself. So on top of marketing and like big butts and cute videos of kittens and stuff,
Yeah.
you have your racist uncle who's saying like something
Mm-hmm.
terrible, and then you're like, well, that's bullshit. I gotta say something. And then you're stuck in
Right.
this all day, and that's creating this whole crazy tension that I'm wasting a whole day like talking shit about this. So within these platforms, they are sowing in dissent and making billions of dollars off of it. It is a fucking money dump for
Mm-hmm.
these companies to have the kind of disgraceful dissent that we have on these platforms. I mean, the more used, and the media along with it, the news media is right there with it. They're right there. They're just trying to survive because no one gives a fuck about buying a newspaper or CNN. Now that Trump's gone, nobody's watching MSNBC. No, so now they have to figure out these clever little ways to get people pissed off and clicking on shit. So, it's a great, these things are awesome for communication and marketing and looking at big butts or whatever, but it's definitely this huge part of it is this toxic stain on society. And I don't know how we're going to fix that. I mean, other than like really putting in some kind of legislation or something. I mean, do you think that the government should intervene? I mean, are you in this type of thing to?
More than they already have.
Well, they actually haven't intervened that much, and they actually made legislation to,
Not that you know of.
not that I know of, but
They're very under, like, especially with social media, I've noticed that they're not very in the main forefront, if you could say.
well, there's a
But
bunch of
honestly,
old
I
ass
just
people there that don't
there
even.
there was a time where they were about to monitor everything, but then
Right.
it like suddenly went away. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But I mean, I think the apps just need to come up with something. I don't think the government per se needs to do something, but the apps just need to kind of come to the conclusion that, okay, this thing is bigger than us. We need to actually like rein it in a little bit and
Right.
like kind of give it more of what it used to be type of thing. I
Right.
don't think the government per se needs to get involved. I think the apps themselves have the power to just, you know, create something that is more specifically just about not necessarily positivity in all of it, but it's just like I guess you could say um, keeping it keeping it simple, like not having it like because now they have on Instagram they have a shopping tab,
Mm.
they have like the Instagram reels, they have the Instagram video, which is good, but it's just like it's all this stuff. And then like they don't know how to keep track of it all. They don't know how to like show it to people. They're like spreading, in their case, they're spreading themselves too thin. So it's just like I've noticed that they don't know how to, especially with the Instagram TVs, they don't know how to like expose that to the feed. They don't know how to with reels, they keep it to its own tab because they didn't know how to expose it to the feeds. It's just like they need to kind of rein in and hone in on what they actually want their app to be because I don't think they know,
Mm.
to be honest with you. And they're kind of all the apps are kind of morphing into one app. Like
Mm.
Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that, they're kind of morphing into one thing. And it's because I don't think all have the same owner now. Doesn't
Uh,
Facebook own them all?
I think Facebook owns Instagram. I don't know
Yeah.
about Snapchat. Yeah, but
Pretty sure
Facebook.
Facebook owns
Yeah.
Snapchat too.
Oh, well, I have the whole internet right here. So Facebook owns Snapchat. Boom. Let's see. Facebook does not own Snapchat.
Who
Snapchat
owns
is
it?
owned by Snap Inc. So
What?
they're not bought yet. So that must have been a rumor that got started, and that's just how it is now. Yeah, no, it's just funny. We're just in this sort of weird place now where we have like data scientists are acting as arbiters of truth, and it's just to me it seems like there has to be something put in place to where we can protect our children, which parenting helps. Let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Parenting is the big thing that parents can do to help their children from, falling into these horrible traps, or even themselves falling into traps of getting in these echo chambers, or getting into wasting their time arguing with people on the internet and just feeling miserable about themselves in general, on an app that's supposed to be entertaining or inform
Mm-hmm.
or spread information. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. There's a lot to do, and who knows what the fuck to do about any of that. But but whatever.
All you can do is focus on what you can see and not stress too much about what you can't see
Yeah.
because you can't see it.
Well, the problem with that, it feels like we're just sweeping something under the rug, and then it feels like
Yeah.
it's not getting
But at the end of the
addressed.
day, it's like those apps are gonna do what they're gonna do. Like it's at this point I've realized that they're gonna change it no matter what. They're gonna change how they want because of some survey they did, some statistic thing they did that doesn't make sense. It's like unless there's a big group of people that is coming together and they're gonna say like this is what we want from this app, the app's not gonna listen. Like Instagram is just not gonna care because
Yeah.
they get so much money and they get so many users. It's a sad thing, but they don't care because there's people in power like that. They don't care about their actual numbers because we're just numbers to them. We're just
Yeah.
usernames to them. So.
Yeah, and that's the problem too, is that they don't really care about what the general public really cares, and so that also leaves
Mm-hmm.
open room to only allow certain points of view
Mm-hmm.
onto their platforms as well. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider myself a Republican or anybody on the right or anything like that. I'm very left, but there are certain things that I'm just like that are being touted as this as protecting people, but it feels more like censorship, where you
Mm-hmm.
can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say whatever. I mean, even on Twitch, I can't say a thing that sounds like shrimp. It sounds like shrimping. You can't. I'm not allowed to say the thing that sounds like shrimp. You know,
Hmm.
it's a banned word, and
Interesting.
it's like, do you know what word I'm talking about, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like, which makes sense because shrimps make this platform go around. I mean, there's tons of e-girls on here. There's a ton, and big up e-girls, get your money, girl. And dudes and binary, non-binary friends, get your money. If you want to show your stuff for money, go get it. I love you. But yeah, there's this certain point of view that is allowed only, and even talking about it is bad, and you can't even question it. And so like we've reached this point now where you can't even question these ideas that like I just feel like when ideas go unquestioned and unchallenged, they bloom into whatever kind of chaos that they bloom into.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever one side is in more power than the other, it just goes nuts, right? Like it's just this is historically just how it goes. So, right now it's like you can't say this, you can't say that, but soon it's like if you say this, which where we're at right now is if you say anything against it or if you speak out against it, we'll deplatform you or take away your way to make money, take away your livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what's next? What's the next step? Well, the next logical step to me is if you start questioning these ideas, then I don't know, maybe you go to jail. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But if they are allowed to take your livelihood, to deplatform you, to ruin your online presence to the point where they will destroy an entire social media company to do it, then I think that we're running into a certain problem. And I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
Parler. I'm talking about Parler, and I'm talking about Donald Trump there. But
Mm-hmm.
which fuck Trump, but still, but I don't like the implications of that. I don't like the implications of shutting down an entire side of the conversation, and you're shutting down an entire group of people. And that's how you get a situation like Donald Trump. That's how you get a president like Donald Trump in power, is when you shut down an entire group of people and make them feel less than and make them feel like they're unheard. And that's the problem I'm talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Shrimping
Okay.
ain't easy. I'm sorry. How does that fall on your ears? I don't know. Does that?
So I mean I get that to a certain degree I do. But there's a certain point where it's just like those people's opinions are leaning towards more of not the greater common good. They're leaning towards like especially in like the supporters of Trump, like they're leaning towards evil in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my phone's dying. But they're leaning towards that. They're not leaning towards like, yes, I'm all for freedom of speech, but they're honestly what they're speaking in most times that I've seen is they're speaking hatred and they are speaking um basically they're speaking one-sided. They're speaking that this is their country, this is someone everyone's going to take their country, they're going to take all their jobs. It's like a lot of the and it's like also when people actually talk to Trump supporters about why they want Trump, they never can give like a clear understanding of what they like about him and what, especially at Trump rallies. Like I've seen so many videos of like Trump supporters don't know why they're supporting him. Like, but at the end of the day, they're basically vocalizing their hatred towards the other people in this country. So, like I said, I'm all for freedom of speech, but if you're just out here like enhancing hatred and backing someone that is about, not actually calling out white supremacy and all of that, then I'm not going to support you. I think you should be limited to what you can say because that's not offering the common, like the greater good for humanity, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah, and
But
oh,
there is like the conversation does need to be had, like between the two sides. It does need to be had because why are they thinking this way? Why do they feel so one-sided? And also like liberals can be very one-sided too. So it really depends on like it's more so the extremists on both sides that are the most one-sided. Um, but you know,
yeah, and I agree. I agree with you, and I agree with most of what you said because you know, the problem is with like, let's say just Trump supporters in general. Let's just talk about like they're showing love for support for Trump and whatever. The problem is that that's like half the country. And then when you look at who voted for him when the numbers are in, his vote by race, like blacks, uh, 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 Mexicans, or I'm sorry, Latinos, the Muslims in this country, all of them rose in voting and support for Donald Trump. And so, what I'm
because
saying,
of the way he was marketing himself. He was marketing himself to give them an out and to like say that he was supporting them, and when in reality he was kind of just using that as a ploy to get their vote. So,
right? Okay, let's just say that. But I definitely feel like they have the right to talk about that, and they have the right to
yeah,
say that. And um, I, the problem is that who is making these decisions on who's saying what. And when I'm talking about these scientists and these computer scientists and these people who are working in Silicon Valley, we have people who are making these decisions on what qualifies as hate speech. And I don't think that voting for Donald Trump qualifies as hate speech because
no,
I
I
know
don't think
plenty
so
of
either.
black people who are huge Trump supporters, and they're just like they the problem is that the narrative is being controlled. And I'm not saying Trump stood for fucking, greatness or anything, because I definitely am not a Trump supporter. I definitely think he's an abhorrent human being. But I definitely know what happens when you silence a whole side of people. And when you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about like people who vote for Trump, they're only projecting hate. Well, that's what the narrative is being pushed as, right? Like that's what we're being told. And that's the only thing that's allowed to be told is that if you vote for Trump, you're a white supremacist who hates everybody.
Oh,
And
I'm not saying that.
no, no,
No,
no,
I'm
I
not
know,
saying that.
but that is the narrative, and that's what
It
people are.
is some,
But
yeah, some people do think that. I will say that.
and some people, and I mean, some people think that J.K. Rowling is a transphobe, and even though that she clearly says that she's an ally to everybody, that she just has some problems with the way the movement's going. But
Mm-hmm.
people are like, she's a transphobe, and it's like, wait, did you even look at what's going on? The problem is that the information that we are receiving is so skewed or flat out lies. Is that there's no way to really even make these educated decisions anymore because it's all just pushing a narrative, a single
Mm-hmm.
narrative. And I don't think that someone who voted for Trump should be deemed as a white supremacist, especially if they're black. And like it just bothers me because I see where it's going, and we already have a great example of how the response to shutting down an entire group of people, the response to shutting down, to calling an entire group of people deplorables, to calling them the flyover states, to calling them dumb, whatever the words that they're using to describe people who vote on the other side. Um, the biggest example of a response to all that is Donald Trump himself. And the only reason why Donald Trump was put into power was because people were sick of being talked down to. And so we're going to just keep repeating the same shit if we keep shutting down the other side of the conversation. That's all I'm saying. I don't think white supremacists should be allowed on Facebook to blast the N word at nauseum. Like that's not what I'm saying here. But we definitely have to have the talk, and which you already said you agree with, and that we
Mm-hmm.
do need to be talking. And I think that needs to be, we do need to have these conversations. And the idea that just by having this conversation it qualifies me as a white supremacist, it just seems like insane to me. I mean, do you feel like I'm a white supremacist for defending for
Um,
what I just
I
said?
don't. I don't think you're a white supremacist. You're just seeing all sides, which in some cases people might think that you are supporting it.
Which is fine.
But you're seeing all sides even though you don't agree with them. I personally don't like to do that. Like I don't like to put that in my opinions just because I mean I like to see everyone's point of view, but at the end of the day I like to vocalize my own point of view and
Mm-hmm.
not vocalize other people's. Um, but you're seeing everyone's point of view. And at the end of the day, though, it's like when people are the people that are saying people who vote for Trump support are, you know, white supremacists, are racist, are all that. They're saying it because they see Trump as someone different than how you see him. You might not have been basically Trump is a symbol of something to people, especially people of color, that's different than what you think he is. So when they see someone voting for him, it's like, in my opinion, one from my experiences with my friends, it's like it's not no not so much like being a traitor if you're voting for him, but it's just like it's aiding to the trauma that they've been through, and it's kind of ignoring what's been happening. And I'm not saying minorities don't, you know, they don't vote for Trump. I'm not saying that, but they're voting for Trump for different parts of Trump. That's what I've heard from every single minority that I've not every single one that in general, but like that I know of. They vote for him because of particular things that he vouches for, and not him as a person. Whereas I'm talking about people that vote for him because of him as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they're talking about most of the time is the people that are voting for Trump as a person are usually, not always, usually racist or usually on the white supremacist side. Because if you're voting for him as a character, as his character, he's basically not shut down white supremacy. He has told them, you know, that I'm not. He doesn't say he supported him, but he said stand down and stay like alert. Basically, he never shot down white supremacy. So it's like they're voting for him as a person, and that's why I brought up when they're at Trump rallies that people didn't know why they were voting for him because they're voting for him as what they see him as. And that's why a lot of people, minorities, aren't voting for him because of what they see him as. And that's a racist person, a person that's going to make America even like how he did, like de-evolutionize what we were as a nation. So it really is the person that the person's point of view that changes the narrative of if you are a white supremacist, if you are racist, that you voted for Donald Trump and why you did it. Like that's another thing. Like you can't just be on someone's ass because they voted for him. You have to ask why you did. And if they're gonna say like as him as a person, then obviously then you can have that conversation differently. But if they like actually were in depth about what they wanted their country to be and all of that, then it's like, okay, to a certain degree you can respect it, but then that's a different conversation that needs to be had. So it could go a lot of different ways. It's a really sticky situation. It's very complicated. It has so many layers to it because there's so many different types of people in America, and it's like there's never going to be one point of view to it. So that's why I think we need to. I don't know. I've been saying this for a while. Like we need to reevaluate our government system and how we elect and how who we elect and all of that because it's just it
No,
could be way better.
it's funny because Wild but Sober was like, "What do you think about new government?" Most Americans are mutts. I'm proud of mutt. My lineage is a mess. I like all until you are personally a dick to me. Yeah, that I mean that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm a Met too. I'm a Mexican. I got that white stuff going on in there. You know, like I'm married
Mm-hmm.
to my wife's half black. You know, half Italian. You know, like it's just I don't know. Like I think the biggest thing is that how the narrative has shaped someone who votes for Trump,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea is that to most people their knee jerk reaction to someone who doesn't like Trump, who voted for Biden or whatever, is like, oh God, horrible person, you know. But that's the
Mm-hmm.
narrative that's been sold, and I think that that's a problem when half of the country was, you know, was voting for him, and I know that half of this country is not white supremacist and hate and all that. Like you're saying, a lot of people that I know, especially people of color, were like, I don't like the stupid shit that he says, but he's protecting my pocketbook, and that's all I give a shit about. It's like
Mm-hmm.
my bank account is being protected by that guy, so I'm good. Whatever, he can say all the dumb shit he wants.
Yeah.
And yeah, Joe Biden is a really sus guy. Joe Biden is the fucking worst.
The one thing I will say is like at least Trump was vocal about his like of who he was as a person, whereas Joe Biden, the one thing I don't I mean there's a lot of things that I don't like about Joe Biden, but
Can't
one
stand him.
thing in particular is that he wears a mask
Hmm.
98% of the time. And we saw it slip a couple times during the election, but
When he was talking to
unlike
Charlemagne,
Donald,
when he was talking about,
don't even I
oh,
don't want to talk about that. Oh my
that was
God.
the bullshit. I was like, how is this motherfucker even still a candidate? How is he still
Yeah.
in the running? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm yelling
because
at
he's
you.
not. Because at the end of the day, then it comes back to we need to reevaluate how we're
Mm-hmm.
voting for people because the main marketing strategy for Joe Biden was that he wasn't Trump.
Right. Yeah.
It's like okay, so you're not evil, you're not that. So what are you? Like
Right.
just because you're a little bit better than him doesn't make you a good candidate. But that's what they marketed
Right.
on, and it's stupid, but people fed off of it. So.
Right. And then what's funny is that he immediately after getting in office, he started bombing brown people again. And so that's interesting. We went from Trump, who didn't start any new wars, which again I know I'm sounding like a Trump defender here, but there are some things that Trump did with that I approve of, like space. Wait, what is it? Space? What is it? Not space wars. Space force. Space force. Let's go to space. Let's do it. But yeah, it's the Joe Biden thing, man, is like, yeah, you're absolutely right. He doesn't wear his emotions and his truth on his sleeve like Donald Trump does, because Donald Trump can't help but be Donald Trump. Joe
Mm-hmm.
Biden is a 50-year veteran at being a fake piece of garbage. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I voted for Biden because I didn't want to vote for Trump, and that's it. Because everything else, he's doing everything else. I mean, there's some things he's doing that are cool, but I don't know, man. For the most part, this first 100 days are looking pretty fucking shoddy. Not here, but many know my voting district. I love my neighbors, but we don't talk politics. Just take care of each other. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we can get along. I have Republican friends. Like I have hardcore Trump friends that like we argue all the time about shit, but at the end of the day we're talking about it, and we're talking and we're friends. And the problem is what's happening is that we're creating this line that if you cross it, now we can't be friends, we can't be family, we can't talk,
Mm-hmm.
the conversation is over. And that's the
People don't like to, when you put like your opinions on someone, it makes them feel like theirs are invalid, when in reality, you're just saying your views. But a lot of times people feel threatened by other opinions. And that's something we need to stray away from because it's very negative and it's very, doesn't get us anywhere, basically, because the conversation is never had then.
yeah.
So.
Let's we're getting ready here to wrap up. We're gonna play a quick game
Yeah,
with. I know we've been
we
going
went
for.
on a tangent with
We-
that one.
um, I, I know you released the mango juice back in October. Do you have any plans on
Oh no, I
anything?
I released Mango Juice like a month ago,
Oh,
actually.
oh! I thought you said you released it in
Pressure
October.
came out in October.
Gotcha. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got that all confused. Okay, good.
You're good.
I'm glad that we got that. So, well, then, awesome. I know this is the most annoying question ever. So, what's next? What's next for Rose Thornberry?
I am currently working on music videos for this EP, and then I am working on another album and some music videos for that album, and then some other collaborations. So I'm working on a bunch of stuff. So more to come, soon come.
There you go, everybody. Go get yourself some mango juice by Rose Thornberry. She's out there killing it. She's out there in Detroit, working it, making it happen. Rose, I've been having issues with sound. Do you hear that? Do you hear something?
Mm-hmm.
What is?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Sounds like a flute.
Oh, it does kind of sound like a flute. What is that?
Is this part of the bit?
Yes. Yes, it is, because it is time for how much does it cost on Craigslist. Okay, guys, give us 1 second. Rose, if you have to use the restroom, now's your time to shine. We'll be right back with how much does it cost on Craigslist. We'll be RB, everybody.
You are a queen, a goddess. You are the moon child born of the river Gaia. You are the portal between two planes of existence. I love you, mother. Here is an offering of a pillow to serve the slumber that you desperately seek.
One of the best memories I have, I guess this is '09, and we watched the band Thrice. I love the band Thrice. They get done, and all these women are screaming for Mr. Dustin Kinsrew, and I'm hanging out with my daughter, and Mr. Kinsrew runs, through the flailing hands of young feminine arms between the ages of 14 and 19. And Dustin leans down on one knee to my daughter, and he says, did you enjoy the show, young lady? And she goes, you guys are pretty good. That third song on the second verse, you were really out of key. And I've never seen someone's pride/heartbreak so fast. And he's looking up at me, and obviously I'm her dad, and all I can do is pull a Peter Griffin and go like,
I would let you start and everything.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
I'm just a bachelor looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride without even falling off. Gotta be compatible, takes me to my limits. Girl, when I break you off, I promise that you won't wanna get off. You're horny, let's do it. Riding my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. If you're horny, let's do it. Riding my pony, I got you, mighty. My saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it.
All right, here we go. It's time for how much does it cost on Craigslist, everybody. Let's get into it. We're gonna be playing for these awesome items right here. We got the Woo sticker, and we have the WSEG, which you can't see shit going on with this green screen action. Also, we're new T-shirt coming out this week. Watch out. Woo! There you go. All right, guys, we are going to be playing for, you can come back, Rose. You're a part of this as well.
Are you sure? Okay.
You're a part of this as well, so please do be in this. You get to play as well for a sticker. So the name of the game is How Much Does It Cost on Craigslist? It's a very easy game. It's kind of like The Price is Right, but you can go over in price. We're gonna look at an item off of Craigslist. I'm gonna read the item description, and then we're gonna bid on how much we think that item costs on Craigslist. Excuse me. So that's it. That's just how it goes. We'll play a couple quick rounds and then we'll let you go for the day. And I appreciate you hanging in there with us today, Rose. All right, here we go. First item up for bid. It is a rare Clark electric trolling motor. Now, I like the trolling motor only because my chat is full of trolls. So this is a rare Clark electric trolling. Oh, and by the way, you can only put one price in there, and that's it. One bid, just one. So it's rare as it gets. I've seen them for blank. This one is blank, and it runs. So there you go. Rose Thornberry, how much do you think this item costs on Craigslist?
I have no idea.
I don't even know what it is.
I have no idea as to
Yeah,
what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm gonna say $40.
That's as good as any guess. All right, guys, you know what to do. Drop your bids in the chat if you want your chance to win these stickers. Go ahead, and you got until the end of this song. Drop them in chat. Drop them in chat. Drop them in chat. Chat. I was gifted an old Saturn. I've never done bumper stickers, but this car is going to be a sticker fest. There you go. Roscoe Inferno. Go ahead, Penny. Drop a bid and get your chance to win some stickers. Yay! All right, I'm going to start reading off the bids here. Are you really going with six? All right. Mendez. Okay, I'm going to take your second one, Mendez, because you didn't even see or hear the things first. So we'll take your second one, Mendez. And Wild But Sober. I know those were joke ones. So let's go. Here we go. We got $78 for Mendez. We got $1,500 for Wild But Sober. Reina Mystique says $2,000. It's a makeshift a boat motor, I think. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. $40 for Rose. And $278 for Roscoe Inferno. Penny says $99. That is right. Okay, guys. Well, that's not bad. Those are not bad bids. Let's get the show notes. What am I even saying right now? Here we go. Let's get a drum roll going. Today has been brain dead day. Oh, and of course the alerts are off. Oh well. There you go. All right, actual retail. Here, no, actually, I could do it like this. Actual retail price on Craigslist: $2,500.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Okay, so Reina Mystique has won it, but so Reina, you have won it, but she's my wife, so she's not allowed to win. And she has access to these stickers all the time. So, Reina, you know the rules. You can either collect your prize or you can gift it to anyone in chat. And so, or you can just say whatever. That's unfair. You know what, Wild But Sober, you got your stickers. All right? You can give my prize to the guest. Okay. Fair enough. So, Reina Mystique has forfeited her prize to you, Rose. So, if you are interested in these stickers, we can talk, obviously, offline. You can email me your mailing address, and I will mail these out to you tomorrow.
Oh, I love that.
So, you have won. Congratulations. And that concludes our game for the day. Thank you so much.
$40. I did it.
You won. You did it. All right, let's bring our guest back so we could say our proper goodbyes. Oh, that's not. What is that? Oh God.
There's the guest right there.
Get out of here. My God. Get out of here. No. Oh my God. Oh, I didn't do anything correctly. Hold on, guys. We'll BRB. Give me 1 second. Jeez Louise. You just caught me on such an interesting day. Let me just tell you, Rose. All right, here we go. We're coming back. Boom! Rose Thornberry's back. Rose Thornberry, how can people get a hold of you? How can people collab? How can people listen to your music? And by the way, I will leave some in the chat here. And all those who are listening, you can find all her links in the show notes. So please go click around. Everyone in chat right now, here's her link tree and her Instagram. Please go and support our new friend Rose Thornberry. But please go ahead and tell us how can people get a hold of you? And please, I love your pitch.
Okay. So you can find me on Instagram at _Rose Thornberry. I'm on Facebook, Rose Thornberry. I'm on all streaming platforms of Rose Thornberry. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing really changes except for the Instagram one. And I'm always down to collaborate with talented people. So GM me, instant message me, whatever.
But you got to be talented.
We'll
Not all y'all untalented motherfuckers need not apply. Do you have a record?
I didn't say that,
but she did not say that. Rose did not say that. I said that. So so basically, Rose is saying whether you're talented or not, just hit her up. Do you have a recording DAW that you use and prefer? Music with Mendez.
Do I have a recording? I'm sorry, recording what?
Do you have a recording? Do you have a recording program or recording software that you prefer?
So I have been trying to get a Mac for a while. My favorite one is Logic, but the most easy one that's free that I use right now is called SoundBridge. It's really easy, and it's free.
Nice.
And it works for PC that I have right now. But I have yet to come to the conclusion of what kind of Mac I want to get, if I want to get a used one or a new one. So once I get a Mac, though, I'm going to have Logic because that's my ultimate favorite.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But my current one is SoundBridge.
SoundBridge, is that new?
Waveform is pretty okay.
Yeah.
Waveform is pretty straight. But SoundBridge is just easy. And I had someone show me how to do it, one of my friends. And it's free. So.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty cool. Fruity Loops. Is Fruity Loops free? Wild but Sober? I mean,
I think parts of it are free. I think in order to actually produce, you need to pay. But I don't know.
Yeah, it looks pretty legit. It looks about like any other workstation. Yeah, so
it's pretty easy.
Sweet. Well, there you go, guys. Anybody looking for a free one? The SoundBridge works.
It's really easy for beginners too, like people that are just starting the recording process on their own.
Is that where you're at with all this? Are you?
Yeah, I have I have my own studio in my apartment. Great. So
did you record your own vocals, or did you go to a studio
for my EP?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
yeah, all of the vocals were done here except for Pressure.
Right on. Well, that's awesome. Rose, again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I had a lovely time chatting with you. Anybody have any raid suggestions? I'm looking right now as well. Oh God, please! I don't want to hear that. We're almost done, I promise, Rose. Just give us one.
Wait, what is raid?
We're going to go raid another channel. So we're going to take our viewers and take everybody who's watching right now, and we're going to take them over to someone else's channel. And, then these guys will be their problem. We're going to go to Sarah Jazz. Who is?
What?
Trust Hustler? I don't know Trust Hustler. I don't know Gabby Stream. We're going to go to Sarah Jazz.
That's
Amelia,
cool.
Ray, yes. Thank you, Amelia, for lurking and hanging out. It was good to see you. Always good to see our friend Amelia Ray Music. I'm copying my raid call, everybody. Okay, we're gonna go raid Sarah Jazz because I love Sarah Jazz, and she is our friend. So let's go over there. That's not how you do it, Mike. Sarah Jazz. Okay. Read. Yes, everybody start reading. Okay, everybody. We will be back on Friday with CANLA. CANLA will also be on the Plastic Show on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday, we'll have CANLA at 3 p.m. Yeah, I know, it's a whole mouthful. At 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please do come through. We'll be hanging out, and we'll have Cypher Deluxe. And so get those bars ready. Hey, you two are birthday buddies, correct? Oh, yeah, Roscoe Inferno and I. Yeah, happy birthday, Roscoe, by the way. And Music with Mendez says bye, Rose. All right, guys.
Bye.
We'll see y'all over at Sarah's, and we'll see you back here at Friday at 3 p.m. EST. All right, guys. Oh, thank you, Roscoe. All right, guys. Peace. And